Hi, everybody. Welcome to another day of the free web development bootcamp. If you're joining for the first time, hi, my name's Ramon. My dear friend Jess and I are running a bootcamp to be able to help folks get started with their web development journey. Everything is free. Everything is self-paced, meaning that if you're catching up for the first time and being like, oh gosh, I don't want to miss this, don't worry. Everything's on YouTube, youtube.com/at Bad Website Club. So yeah, don't worry. Oh, look at this. We got folks joining in from Egypt. Hello. Where are other folks tuning in from? Always happy to hear from you. Amazing. So, a couple things before we hop in. If you want to join the forum, links down below here. If you want to join the Discord channel, we've got one of those as well. bit.ly/bwc-discord-invite. Code of conduct, making sure that you abide by the rules in which this community works. bit.ly/BWC-BWC-COC. Oh, hello, Grace. Good to see you. Yeah, and the last thing we want to do, I'm going to send y'all the link to the schedule because we've got one guest session today in about 8 hours from now. Yes. Maybe. Yeah. No. I'm so bad at math. At 15 UTC, we'll have Miguel Useche teaching us about dev tools. Don't miss that. So there's our schedule. Don't miss that. But hey, let's hop right in because if you were here yesterday, you're going to know that we're going to continue with learning CSS variables by building a city skyline. So folks, always know that you can ask me questions, always know you can interrupt me, but hey, let's jump right in. So here's where we were yesterday. We were building a bunch of, I forgot how much this looks like a birthday cake at this point, at this stage. So yeah, so we build a bunch of buildings. We use CSS variables to give each of them colors that then we can then very easily change. In fact, here, I'll show you what I mean. Let's make building color 1 pink. You're going to see, not hashtag pink, but pink. You're going to see, boom, a bunch of the building's colors change. And this is the magic of CSS variables, where we don't really care about the value itself when we're retrieving it, but rather what the value inside that box is. The box being the variable itself. Cool. So wait, without further ado, let's just go right into it. So I'm going to make our next building. I'm going to have a new variable called window color 3. And the color itself is going to be D9, 8, that is not a 9, 8, CB3. That seems to be a shade of pink, which is very cool. Now remember, this is going to be the secondary color. We don't see it because, remember, we've just declared the variable. We're not actually using it yet. We're going to be doing that, I would assume, in a later lesson. So let's check our code. All fine. Give ourselves a pat on the back. Pat, pat. And we'll just keep going. See how far we can go and hopefully finish. So far, all of the gradients we've created have gone top to bottom, and that's the default direction. We can specify another direction by giving our gradient this command here. So we've got our gradient, such as linear gradient. We can give it a direction, and then our colors. So for example, BB3, instead of having a background color, we're going to give it a repeating linear gradient and use 90 deg. Deg here being short for degrees. So let's just get right to it. Background is going to be repeating. And we've used repeating linear gradients before. That's what we're using here to give our building some stripes. So our repeating linear gradient is first going to have a direction, which is going to be 90 deg. We're going to play around with it just to see, like, what does it mean? You're building 3 color for the first 2 colors. So Remember, to access a variable, we write, hold on, I'm going to make this go over multiple lines so it's a little easier to read. So 90 deg, then var to access a variable, dash dash building color 3. Great. Then we're going to have, again, var building color 3. Anybody remember from yesterday why we're repeating the colors like this? And finally, we're going to have var window color 3 at the 15% position. Short water break. Cool. The reason for that is when we don't specify a distance for a color, it will use the values that make sense. In this case, the first two colors will default to 0% and 75% because it starts at 0 and 7.5 is half of the 15. So you can kind of see here in our gradient that most of it is used up by the pink, the darker pink at 0, at 7.5, and then the last 15% it's from 7.5 to 15% it's switching over to the lighter pink. And then it's repeating because we have that linear gradient. In case you're curious, let's play around with this just a touch. What if we make it not repeating? So now it does it just once and then the rest is going to be pink, which is cool. What if we remove this 90 deg? I just want to see what happens. Cool. So now it's going 15% of the way down and then repeating and then repeating. So we can actually get quite a lot of flexibility out of our gradient. Say, for example, we wanted to make it 180. 180, of course, being upside down. This is going to look a little weird, so bear with me. But now it's starting at the bottom, the gradient, and then going up. 270 should be the opposite of 90, if I'm not mistaken. So now it's going the other way, which is all well and good, but I'm going to try something different. How about 45 degrees? Cool. Now it's got like diagonal stripes. I do like how it like fills in nicely. Cool. All right, but we want to make our building look like this. Check our code. Pat, pat, and we'll keep going. We can remove our background color. Of course, now we have a dedicated background. That's a quick one. Pat, pat. Keep going. So our next building, BB4, which is this one here, I believe, is going to have 3 sections. We'll call them BB4A, BB4B, and BB4C. Class BB4A. And let's be lazy and copy paste. Paste, paste. B and C. Cool. We can see there already. Remember, we've got our thick borders around every single element in our document, and that's why those borders are showing up here at the top. Should be done, right? Yep. Pat, pat. Let's keep going. All right. So we're going to give each of our new div these width and height values. These ones for BB4A, BB4B, and BB4C. Let's just hop right in. Remember, we can match a class with the dot. So all elements with the class BB4A are going to have a width of 3%, a height of 10%. Should already show up there. See, you can see it. I don't know why I'm pointing. Sorry. You can see it like doing its thing here. Next, let's go for BB4B, which is going to have a width of 80% and a height of 5%. Cool, we can see it show up there. Nice, nice. And finally, BB4C is going to have a width of 100% and a height of 85%. There we go. A, B, and C. Nice. Should be done, right? Yeah, pat, pat. Cool. We're still going to remove the background color from our BB4. Can do that right away. Oh, and add it to the 3 new sections so only those sections are filled. So actually, I'm going to undo what I just did and instead cut and paste and paste and paste. So now the background is only being filled in the intersections. Great. Pat, pat. Now, we want BB4 to share the properties of BB1 that center the sections. Instead of duplicating that code, we're going to create a new class above the building background building comment called building wrap. Leave it empty for now because this class will be used in a few places to save you some coding. Okay, cool. Building wrap. Nothing changes. We're just declaring that class. Pat, pat. Actually, not even declaring the class. Declaring the selector for that class that isn't being used in our HTML yet. Cool. So this bootcamp's free. Free Code Camp is free. If you want to, if you can give them $5 a month. If not, you can come back later. Myself, I'm paying from my learning account. That's my teaching account. So we'll just click on Ask Me Later and move right on. Great. So we're going to move the display, flex direction, and align items properties from BB1 and put them in the building wrap class. So that's display, flex direction, and align items. Yeah, look. Did you see? Now the building is like a little bit to the side. We're going to be fixing that in a moment. And I'm guessing we're going to be giving BB1 and all the other buildings, or all the other buildings that need this, all the other buildings that need this in order to have them all line up in the middle like that. So this looks good for now, pat, pat, but we're going to get it even better. There we go. So we're going to add this building wrap. You see, BB1 is now back to being centered. I'm going to do the same for BB4. Building wrap. And again, we're applying that same principle that we were looking at yesterday very briefly that I mentioned. I don't know if you remember, which is dry or don't repeat yourself. What's happening is we're writing code and extracting classes so that we don't have to repeat ourselves and we could just be like, nah, we just want to, so we don't have to write the same display flex stuff for BB1 and BB4, but rather can just building wrap all the buildings that we want to have this centering. Cool. Pat, pat. Let's keep going. Okay, great. So we're going to add a new variable, window color 4, and we're going to make this be 8C B3 D9. 9, please. There we go. Which looks like a bluish, tealish kind of color. That's it. We're done. Pat, pat. Let's move right on ahead. And we're going to add, okay, cool. We're going to nest 4 new div elements inside BB4C. Div class. We're going to give all of them the class BB4-window. Cool. And there's 4, right? So be lazy, copy, paste. 1, 2, 3, 4. All done. Nice. Pat, pat. So the BB4, all elements that have the BB4 window class are going to have a width of 18%, a height of 90%. And the background color is going to be the window color 4. So background color is going to be var, remember to access the variable, dash dash window dash color 4. Forget our semicolon. And we can see the windows there. They're kind of hidden behind the other building. So pat. Let's see if we can fix that. So, yep, the windows are stacked on top of each other at the left behind the purple building. Let's add a new class below building wrap called window wrap. Window-wrap. It's going to be a flexbox container, so display flex. Align items center. Oh, justify content properties to center its child elements vertically and evenly space them to their parent respectively. So justify content space even. However, where's the space? Let's find out. Oh, it's space evenly. My bad. Bad. Cool. Of course, nothing happens because we're not applying this window wrap class yet. So I would assume BB4C is going to have a window wrap. Whoa! Look, just like that, it went from being a fake building to a real building. Nice, cool. So now it's got this cool windows along the side. Amazing. Pat. Great. So next, we're going to start working on the foreground buildings. We're going to turn the FB1 building into 3 sections by building 3 new dev elements, which have the classes FB1A, FB1B, and FB1C. Cool. Div class equals. Catfish is like, that felt like I've got superpowers moment. It really does. This happens to me all the time when I'm coding stuff. I'm always like, wait, I have the power to do this. So FB1A. Then we're going to be lazy, paste. B and C. Cool, we can see the borders. Of course, we're going to start actually giving them some width and height and all that stuff. But for now, pat, let's keep going. So there we go. So we'll do width and height for all of these. So classes with the, elements with the class FB1B. Where's FB1A? Huh, okay. So FB1B is going to have a width of 60%, a height of 10%, and dot FB1C is going to have a width of 100% and a height of 80%. You can kind of see them there already. The outlines are showing up. And you know, using borders like this is a really nice way to debug when you're writing complex CSS art. One other thing that I've seen folks do is that they use the background color, the border color of red, a red border color, just to see where things are being placed. I like to think of it, if you've done any like imperative programming like JavaScript or something, it's kind of the equivalent of like printing a statement or like printing out your variable values. Yeah, print debugging or red border debugging. Cool. Is that done? Yep. Pat. So what's going on with FB1A, huh? Oh, cool. We're going to add building wrap. And look at that. Now that we've written our building wrap class, we don't need to worry about like, oh, what's all that display, this flexbox stuff anymore. We're just like, no, we've already got it covered. Just reuse that class. And you can see now FB1 has everything centered nicely. We pat, and we keep going. Amazing. So cool. We're going to move, that is delete the background color from here and move it to FB1B, which looks a little weird, doesn't it? Now we've got like a transparent building. One big window. Pat. So what are we going to do with FB1C? Don't worry about the space at the bottom. Everything will get moved down when you add some height to the element at the top of the building. So FB1C is going to get a repeating linear gradient. So background, not background color, background is going to be a repeating linear gradient with a 90-degree angle. Actually, let's add some new lines here so we have some space. So we're going to use the building color 4. So var dash dash building color 4 from 0 to 10%. Remember, by default, it's 0. Okay. Then var building color 4 to 10%. And transparent to 15%. So we've got that cool gradient going on. Did I do this right? Let's find out. It does not. You should use the second color of transparent from 10 to 15. Oh, my bad. I see. So this goes until 10%. So actually, I should remove this here. Ooh, looks kind of stripy. I hope I've got this right. It doesn't look right. Use color of building 4 from 0 to 10%. Maybe it's the other way around, huh? Maybe it should be transparent at 10 and then transparent at 15. Let's find out. Oh, Mitch is helping me. Thank you, Mitch. You need 2 lines for each, BC4 and transparent. Cool. So I would assume it's something like this. 10%. And then 15. No, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, something's not right. Oh, actually, that was it. Thanks, Mitch. Thank you. Oh, I see. It's like very specific, not gradient, but rather like lines. Cool. Pat. Cool. So we can add multiple gradients to an element by separating them with a comma like this. So we're going to add another repeating linear gradient below the one that's there. We'll use our building color 4 from 0 to 10 and window color 4 from 10 to 90. This will fill in behind the gradient. Okay, actually, I had no idea you could do this. That is pretty cool. Repeating linear gradients. We're going to do that after our current one, which is again going to be, it doesn't actually say if it's a 90-degree one, so I'm going to leave that blank for now. So var building color 4 from 0 to 10. So same thing as before. Building color 4 to 10%. Then var, oh no, wait. Oh, window color 4 from 10%. Var window color to 90%. Which, oh, did I forget to do that? Let's check our code. I bet I did something. Never mind. Okay. Don't know why I can't see anything, so I'll give a very suspicious pat. And we'll keep moving. No. Hold on a minute. It said I passed, and then it looked right, but then it looked wrong. Oh no, and I lost my code. Oh no, I'm going to be very lazy. Okay. Something's not right. Hold on. gradient 1 colors, gradient 2 colors. And then one of these at the end. So building color 4 from 0 to 10. And then window color 4 from 10 to 90. Window color 4 from 10 to 90. Okay, there we go. I don't know what I did wrong. Weird. But hey, it works now. Cool. Right? Okay, good. I'm not going to pap out that time. Great, so we're going to use some more. Oh, Mitch says it just didn't show up on the screen last time for some reason. Weird. But thanks for confirming. So we're going to use some more border tricks. We're going to do some more stuff that looks like this. So .fb1a is going to have a border bottom with a value of 7% of the viewport. Hello. Hello, Adina. Good to see you here. So 7 VH solid with a color of building color 4. This will put a 7% of the viewport height border on the bottom. Since this element has 0 size, it only shows up as a 2 pixel wide line from the 1 pixel border it has on all the elements. So yeah, it's a very thin stripe there. Pat. I bet we're going to change that in just a moment. So when we increase the size of the left and right borders, the border of the bottom will expand to be the width of the combined left and right border widths. So we're going to have a 2 viewport width solid transparent border for border left and border right. They will be invisible, but they'll make the border on the bottom 4% viewport height width wide. Let's give it a try. So border left is going to have this value. And you can see it's already showing up. And we'll do the same for border right. And there's our triangle. Amazing. Check our code. Pat. Let's keep going. Cool. So we're going to go on to our next building. We got so many buildings. So we're going to put an FB2A and an FB2B inside FB2. FB2A. Let's be lazy. I like being lazy. FB2B. Great. All done. Pat. And we're going to give them widths and heights. FB2A. We've already done this quite a few times during these set of exercises. $100? No, 100%, please. So FB2A has only a width, but FB2B has a width and a height. 100% and a height of 75%. You can see them showing up there already. All done. Pat. I gotta move my microphone. There we go. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. So our FB2B is going to have 3 FB windows inside. Div class equals FB2 dash window. Close that div. And we're going to have 3 of those, so paste. Amazing. Gonna make that quick. Yep, all done. Pat. Let's keep going. And we're going to add our window wrap class here. And right now they just show up as dots. Y'all can imagine why, I hope, because it's like they don't have any width and height yet. Pat. So FB2, here we go. We're going to give them a width and a height. So width is going to be 22%. Height is going to be 100%. And a background color of the variable value of window color 3. And there's our windows. They look cool. All done. Pat. So the background color property is going to move from FB2 to FB2B. That way we're filling in just the building section and not the entire container. Great. The building's still kind of floating off the top, but I would imagine, Pat, we're going to fix that in a moment. Oh, here we go. Time to make it pointy. So FB2A is going to have a border bottom of 10% viewport height with the building color 3. Great. And a border left and border right of 1 viewport width, solid transparent. So border left is going to have this value. And the border right is going to have this value. Cool. So take a look. It's not a triangle. It's not pointing. And those of you wondering why, it's because of the width. If I remove the width, check it out. Well, I was hoping it would do that, but I guess I'm wrong. Hold on a minute. What if I... I would have thought it was going to make it completely pointy. What if I make this 10% view? Oh, there we go. We need to make those borders bigger, and there we go. Now we've got it pointy again. However, it's still very much unruly. That's because of the... Nope. We need to make it match the width of FB2, which is 10%. So that's going to be 10% viewport height. Width. Okay. Yes. The border left needs to be 5 and 5% to add up to 10%. That's how we make it pointy. But we don't want it to be pointy. We want it to like hang out there at the top and be kind of like a chunky thing up there. Great. I was worried for a second. I completely misunderstood how this worked. Oh, cool. We're moving on to our next building already. So FB3 is going to have 4 developments with A, B, A again, and B again. Okay, cool. So div class is FB3A. Then we've got one with div class FB3B. But now we want to repeat those. 3 and B, A and B again. A, B, A, B. Top 2 will be almost the same as the bottom 2. Cool. All done. Like that. Cool. We'll give them widths and heights. So FB3A is going to have width of 80%, height of 15%. FB3B is going to have a width of 100% and a height of 35%. And there we can see they're kind of like chunkily stuck on top of each other. Looks good. Like that. I bet we're going to center those in a minute. Or not. Oh, cool. So we're going to move the background over to the insides. That makes sense. So paste, paste. There we got our kind of swervy building. Got that. Look at that. We're 91 steps in. My goodness. And there we go. There's our building wrap. So now they're going to be centered, which is cool. Pat, pat. And our FB3A is going to have 3 windows inside it. So div class FB3-window. We're going to be lazy. Paste, paste. These will be the windows. We see them there at the top, but they're not really doing much yet. But that looks good. Pat, pat. I'm guessing we're going to make it a wrapper. We're going to give them width and height and all that good stuff. So FB3 window is going to have a width of 25%, a height of 80%, and the background is going to be window color 1. So background color is going to be var, to access that variable, -- window color 1. We can see them showing up, but we're not all the way done yet. So let's check our code. Pat, because we still need to lay out those windows. Yeah, there's our window wrap. So window wrap class. And isn't it cool that we don't need to worry about like Flexbox and like laying that all equally? Because now we can go and see all of our windows got the same distance between them, which makes them nice and consistent. Cool. There we go. Great. Cool. So bootcamp free, free code campus free. If you can, consider donating to them. If not, you can come back later. There's no reason to stress. Cool. So we can, with CSS variables, we can change values without searching everywhere in the sheet. See, our window color 1 was black. That's why these windows showed up as black, but we're going to change it now with the hashtag to be BB99FF. There we go. So now all of our windows with this window color now have the appropriate window color. Nice. Pat, pat. Just demonstrating that we can. I like that it came back much later to do so. Only 3 more buildings to go. Here we go, folks. So 2 new elements inside FB4, give them FB4A and FB4B in that order. Remember that you sort of flip the location of FB4 and FB5, so it's the rightmost purple building that we're working on now. We did that with the position relative, if I'm not mistaken. So FB4A. Whoop, hold on, friends. I hit my windows. There we go. And let's be lazy and give ourselves here an FB4B. There's our top borders. We'll move right on. Pat, pat. Great. So FB4B is going to have a width of 100% and a height of 89%. There we can see it show up. That's done. Pat, pat. Let's keep moving. So we will remove the background color from FB4 and use that in FB4B. So now only that part is showing up, and we're still floating the building, and I imagine it's because it's going to involve some element, pat, pat, of making it pointy, because we haven't worked on FB4A yet. But first we're going to do windows. Great. So FB4B is going to have 6 elements inside it with the class FB4-window. I'm going to make it 6. So copy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see it's a very thick set of lines there, but our code should look good. Yeah, pat, pat. Step 100, friends. Cool. FB4 window will have a width of 30%, a height of 10%, and a border radius of 50%. Let's take a look at that. Now our windows are oval shaped. Can you see that? That's pretty cool. Check our code. Pat, pat. Keep going. Cool. So we're going to fill in the windows with our secondary color for this building. We'll also give them a margin of 10% to give the windows some space. So first we'll do the margin, 10%. Give me some space. Fantastic. The background color will be the secondary color for this building, which will be var window color 1. There we go. Now they've got their background color and they're spaced out. Amazing. Pat. Let's keep going. So currently the windows are stacked on top of each other on the rightmost purple building. Turn the building into a flexbox parent and then use the flex wrap property to put the windows side by side and push them down to a new row when they don't fit. So FB4B, which remember is the section of the building, is going to have display flex. Cool. Now they're kind of going off to the side, and the flex wrap property, we need to set a value for it, and I have no idea what that value should be. So what we're going to do is open up a new tab and go look up our guide to Flexbox. I'm just going to drop the link because this guide is just so good, friends. There we go. Just posted it. So we want flex wrap, huh? Flex grow, flex wrap. Here we go. Okay. So we've got no wrap, which is the default. Then we want wrap to put them on multiple lines, and then wrap reverse to have them sort of go backwards from. We'll wrap onto multiple lines from bottom to top. So we want flex wrap. Look at that. Now our building's kind of. CSMT says, yeah, CSS Tricks is a great site. That guide itself in particular, just like I never have it not open when I'm working on Flexbox. Mitch says it has eyes. It kind of looks like it does have eyes. Yeah. Nevertheless, we check our code. It looks good. Pat. And we'll keep going. You know what, friends? I'm feeling pretty good that we're gonna finish this. So we're gonna have another triangle on top. So we're gonna give the top section, which remember is FB4A, is gonna have a border top of 5% solid and transparent. That's to give our other borders a little bit of, to give our other border some width and height. Our border left is going to be 8% viewport width. Mustafa says, I wish there was such a good website for Android development. Well, if anybody knows one, please do share it here in the chat. I used to use Google's documentation. I always found that solid. But of course, your mileage may vary. So the building color is going to be, the building color variable is going to be the color of FB4A, which is var -- building color 1. There we go. So there we got that sort of half triangle. Is that what we wanted? It is. Pat. Let's keep going. Okay, well, moving straight on to the next building. It's the green one in the foreground. We'll give it a repeating linear gradient from 0 to 5 and transparent from 5 to 10. This is the stripes again. This time I will not be fooled. Linear gradient. I forgot to declare that it has a background. I got excited about using the gradient. Cool. So building color from 0 to 5. Cool. So var building color 2. Then var building color 2 again, because it's going to be a constant building color 2 from 0 to 5%. See, I'm learning. Then it'll be transparent from 5% until 10%. Ooh, that does look cool. Is that what we wanted, though? Let's find out. It is. Pat, pat. I'd imagine we're going to have another gradient below it. Hey, there we go. So we're going to have another one. So repeating linear gradient. If I could spell gradient, there we go. Now, this one is going to have a 90-degree direction. That means it's going to go from left to right as opposed to top to bottom. Then it's going to use my building color from 0 to 12%. Oh, friends, am I going to be lazy? I'm going to be lazy. So from 0 until 12%. And then the window color from 12 to 44%. This will make a bunch of rectangle windows. Really? Okay. I believe you. Var window dash color 2 from 12% until var window color 2 until 44%. Well, I'll be darned. Look at that. That's really cool, and I'm not sure I could have done this on my own. Some people are just really good with math and coming up with this sort of thing. That's amazing. That looks great. Is that what we wanted? It is. Pat, pat. Cool. So, we don't need the background color anymore, so we can get rid of that. That makes sense because we build our background with these gradients. So that should be all done. It is indeed. Pat, pat. I like a short exercise that makes me feel good. Cool. We are on to the last building. So we're gonna add a repeating gradient in 90-degree direction, building color from 0 to 10, and transparent from 10 to 30. So background is going to be a repeating linear gradient that goes from 90 degrees. So building color from 0 to 10, we can see the building color is building color 3. So var building color 3 from 0 until var building color 3 at 10%. And then transparent from 10 to 30. Transparent from 10 until transparent to 30. Cool. So we've got the stripes. Is that done? That is indeed done. Pat, pat. Oh, hold on. Forgot my semicolon. Very important in CSS. And we're going to make it... we're going to add another repeating linear gradient. And remember, the second gradient is going to go underneath the first one. It's also going to be 90 degrees. And it's going to use my window color instead of the two transparent colors. Make it the same as the first one. Okay, so I'll just copy paste this, huh? I like copy pasting. And instead of transparent, we're going to use our window color, which is var window color 3 and var window color 3. There we go. Very nice. Very happy with how that looks. Is the code happy? It does not. You should give a second. Ooh. Mitch is asking, why are the second repeating gradients, which are rotated 90 degrees, behind instead of the front? I assume that's default behavior, but it's not clear to me. Why are the second repeating gradients behind instead of in front? I assume that's default behavior, but it's not clear to me. My guess, Mitch, is going to be in terms of priority. First one on top and then underneath. The problem is that HTML is kind of the reverse, isn't it? Tell you what, let's put a pin in that because we're coming up to the top of the hour and we'll find out. See if we can find out something. Give the second repeating linear gradient a first color of building color 3 from 0 to 10. Oh, see, Ramon doesn't read. Except don't add the 90-degree direction. Oh, my bad. Cool. That looks much better. Now I understand why we're doing the same gradient, because it's not rotated 90 degrees. Ugh, silly me. There we go. Pat. Oh, and now we can remove the background color. Cool. Yeah, we just added a background. So get rid of the background color. All done. Pat. Let's keep going. So the buildings are done. We can go to the star selector and remove the border we just applied at the beginning, and the buildings will come together. Oh my goodness. Wow. It's kind of like taking a step back and admiring your work, huh? Isn't here this one here kind of looks like a USB drive? It's cool, don't get me wrong. The US building. Okay, that's enough. Nice. So we're going to add sky as a second class to the background buildings element. Ooh, we're going to make the sky. Oh, we're at step 111. Let's make it happen, friends. Check our code. Pat. Great. So we're going to give the sky class a radial gradient. Okay, no, hold up. Background. Mitch says the last 7 steps of this course is where it gets bonkers. Is that so? Well, let's find out. So what is a radial gradient? So I'm guessing it has something to do with circles. So radial gradient is going to go from FFCF33 from 0 to 20, FF at 21, and then beef at 100%. This will add circular gradient to the background. That will be your sun. The sun? Oh, this is going to be a sunny day. Cool. So FFCF33, forgot my hashtag. And you know what? I might, yeah. So remember, from 0 to 20%, it's going to be this color here. Oh, that actually looks like a sunny color. So 20%. Then FFFF6 at 21%. Oh, whoa. Okay, cool. And beef. Sorry, I'm amused by beef at 100%. Goodness, that looks like a cool sunrise or sunset. Sunrise, I'm guessing, because it's bluer rather than redder. Wow. And all that through CSS, friends. Remarkable. All right, Pat. What's next? So at the top of the sky gradient color list, where you would put a direction for the gradient, add this. Circle closest corner at 1515. Oh my goodness. This will move the start of the gradient to 15% from the top and left. It will make it end at the closest corner, and it will maintain a circle shape. These are some keywords built into gradients to describe how it behaves. Okay. Circle closest corner. Whoa! I kind of actually liked it more at the behind. It kind of gave it an LA vibe. Author's note. I've never lived in LA. I have no idea. Like an LA in the 80s movie vibe. Okay. Well, this looks cool too. Wow, I would have used an image, but to think you can do this with a radial gradient is pretty remarkable. Wow. Cool. Okay, so we made a circle. Closest corner at 15, 15. Oh, friends, you know what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to play around with this. What if I make it 85? Ha! Now it's at the other side. What if I put it at 50? That's going to be halfway down. Wow. You know, we are going to learn animation later in this boot camp. I bet we could make the sun move. No way. 25%? 35%? 55? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I am way too entertained by this. Grace says, sun shining through the city horizon vibe. Right? It's so cool. Wow. Okay, so hold on. What if I put it at 80% of the way down? Now, this is interesting. The low, like, as it approaches the middle, the sun gets bigger, but then it reduces in size. I wonder why. This is some powerful stuff, friends. I am going to get way too distracted with this, and we do have 3 minutes left, and we're so close to the end. So let's try and see if we can get that wrapped up. So check our code. It passes. Pat, pat. Ah, very cool. Okay, cool. We're going to use a media query. So add an empty media query at the bottom of your style sheet with a condition of max width 1,000 pixels. So the styles added in here will take effect when the document size is 1,000 pixels or less. This is stuff we've done before. So our media query, the condition is going to be when the max width of our viewport, which remember is the document, the size of the screen, the window, the tab. So at 1,000 pixels, any CSS we write here is going to take effect when it's less than 1,000 pixels wide. So that's done. Pat, pat. So what is it? Ooh, okay. So we're going to give it a second sky class along with all of its properties and values into the media query. Cool. Let's scroll all the way up. Grace is saying, does anyone find their computer working very hard to load the next steps? Mine is starting to. I'm noticing mine is as well, but it could be it's because I'm streaming at the same time. So I'm never like 100% sure. So I'm going to copy this sky. Don't tell me we're going to change the colors if it's on a smaller screen. That's going to blow my mind, and I'm too fragile for that. Oh, Mitch says, yes, Grace, I had the same thing happen to me. After I finished the course, I restarted my computer. It could be that the tab is using up a lot of memory or something. Browsers do that. So cool. Right now it's the same, I would assume. Yep. Great. Pat. So how are we going to do it? So we're going to change the two FFC F33s to CCC. Ooh, now it's a gray sun. The FFFF66 to 445. Oh, and the Bobeef is going to turn into 223. Oh, try that again. Cool. So that's a night sky now. Now, if I'm correct, when it's small, it's nighttime. When it's big, boom, daytime. Ugh. That is extremely cool. Wow. And again, we've written this is just HTML and CSS. Amazing. Pat. Okay. So we're going to add a root selector here in our media query. That what it does, it's going to change all 4 of the building color variables to use the value 000. So we're going to redefine our variables. Oh, y'all are going to love this. So when the screen is small, building color 1 is going to be black, which you can see here. Check it out. When it's big again, that color is not being redefined. It's only on small devices that we say, hey, in a small device, let's make this the variable value. Boom, boom, boom for all the 4, 2, building color 3, building color 4. And this is how we get, this is the power of CSS variables. Check it out. When it's a big one, setting those variables to 0 no longer takes place. It's only when the screen is small enough that we say, hey, make these the colors. And friends, guess what? This is how we do dark mode as well. If we have a media query that prefers dark mode, then we can change our variables for variables that are friendly with dark mode. Mitch says these are very 1980s nightlife night. Yeah. Amazing. Check our code. Looks good. Okay, Mitch, I don't know what you did, but the little quote here is tubular, which, if I'm not mistaken, is extremely 80s. Cool, pet that. So finally, in the root selector, we're going to redefine all of our window color variables to use 777. When you're done, I think, oh, Mitch says, I think tubular is 1950s. Fair. Second language. When you're done, resize the window and watch it go from day to night. Variables are primarily used with colors, then that's how you use them here. But but they can be given any value based on any property. Your project looks great. Darn right it does. Let's finish it off. So window color in small devices is going to be 777. That's 8777. So we're going to paste, paste, paste for all 4 window colors. Wow. So that's a very moody. Oh, Mitch says tubular was popular in the 1980s. I looked it up. Okay, I'll be honest. The only reason I know that is from Ninja Turtles. It was a guess. Cool. So we can see at night when the screen is small, we have very moody colors, and then when it's bigger than 1,000, it gets reset to daytime colors. That is very, very cool. Check our code. 97% done. And you know what, friends? I would have also suggested using CSS, if you're feeling like a challenge, instead of redefining this radial gradient, you could make variables for these 4 colors and redefine those in the root. But hold up. Could we restore? What if, yeah, wait, yes. Okay. This isn't part of the exercise. I just really like this look. So at night, the moon is like right there in the center, but during the day, it's up at the top. It kind of looks weird and chunky, but it's okay. It works. Does the sun also stretch here? A little bit. Oh, but that just looks so cool. All right, friends. That challenge is done. We have completed the city skyline. The reason it showed 97% for me is because I skipped the first 3. Mitch says this was a great course, especially in the end. Right? I learned a lot. Cool. So let's take a bit of time for Q&A. If y'all have any questions, please let me know. Here in the chat. Later on is totally fine as well. What I'm going to do in the meantime is just to praise you on what we're going to be doing over the next day. So we're not done today. Let me look at this, bring up the schedule real quick, send y'all a link. So later today, am I going to try and do math again? In 7 hours, we're going to have our guest session with Miguel Useche. who's going to teach us about dev tools. Highly recommend checking this out. Dev tools, and we've explored them a little bit, are built into every browser. Here, I'll bring it up here. It's this tab when you go into inspect that teaches you how to debug your website. And this can be anything from JavaScript to CSS to HTML. You can make changes in line. For example, if I just want to test what this would look like, if instead of week 4, I said the 4th week, in a very fancy way, you can see I edited here in my dev tools, showed up here, but if I refresh, it's back to week 4. So it's just for kind of like debugging and testing stuff. Anyway, why am I telling you that when Miguel will do so much better later today? And right after our guest session, Naya from Couchbase is going to do something extremely special today. So I recommend hanging out for that one too, because what they're going to do is, now y'all might remember Jess did a Picasso painting lesson last week, but on that same day, because coincidences are coincidences, it got replaced by Free Code Camp with the cat painting lesson. So what Naya's going to do is go through this session here later today. So let's look at that again. In 7 hours, we'll have Miguel. In 8 hours, we'll have, right after that, we're going to have Naya do the cat painting lesson. So there's lots to do today, but that doesn't mean you've seen the last of me, because I'll be hosting later today with Miguel. But then tomorrow, this time, we're going to do CSS Grid by building a magazine. And there's a lot of steps here. That's going to be a 2-parter as well. So Thursday and Friday, we'll be doing the magazine. Now, you might be wondering, oh gosh, Ramon, you just said a bunch of stuff and like I'm not going to be around. Don't worry. Let me give you the link to the YouTube channel. Everything here is recorded. So you'll find all of the streams there. And then we're going to have any questions you might have, you can put here on Discord. I'm going to put that into the chat, as well as the forum, which I will also throw into the chat. And friends, that's it for today. I want to say thank you for hanging out as always. It's been a joy. Anything you might need, just let us know. We're around. But until then, I'll see you later today, and have just a wonderful rest of your day. Bye for now.